Dear Tim and Moby, where does all the water come from when it rains? Andre Doe.
B.
Where does all that water come from that I'm drinking, Moby? That's a good question. Well, there's always a certain amount of water vapor in the atmosphere. It all comes from the Earth's surface water, such as oceans, lakes, rivers, and streams. Water from these sources evaporate and turn to gases. You can't see all the water vapor from the ground, but higher up in the atmosphere, the water vapor cools and condenses into clouds. When the water molecules in clouds collect big enough drops and get heavy, they fall on us as precipitation, known as rain, snow, sleet, or hail, depending on the temperature of the area. Water is constantly cycling from land to air and back again. As you might have guessed, this is called the water cycle because water is very important to the ecosystem. Every living creature, including humans, depend on a clean supply of water. Well, you can think of the water cycle as the Earth's circulatory system.
Beep beep.
Quiet down, Moby, I'm trying to explain. Just like there's a fixed amount of blood in you, there's a fixed amount of water that lies on the surface or in the earth that is constantly cycling. All of the water on Earth is known as the hydrosphere, and the sun is the heart that pumps around the hydrosphere. The sun breaks down the water molecules, making the water. Well, you can think of water as the Earth's circulatory system. The blood in our body is like the water that is constantly filtering in the atmosphere. There's a fixed amount of water that lies. The sun breaks down the water molecules, causing them to evaporate from oceans, rivers, lakes, and plants. Water returns to the earth as precipitation in forms of sleet, hail, rain, and snow, depending on the temperature again. Sometimes water runs off the earth, which is known as runoff water. Runoff adds to the flow of streams, and rivers or water can soak into the ground in a process called infiltration. Water that's infiltrated in the ground is called groundwater. It provides us with water for drinking and farming.
Beep.
How long has the water cycle been going on? That's a good question, Moby. The water cycle has been going on for thousands and thousands of years, while circulating the same supply of water over and over again. Even though the water cycle is constantly occurring, the amount of water in any stage does not change. Oceans contain over 97% of Earth's water, and it loses a large amount to evaporation every day, but it makes up for the water that loses from groundwater, precipitation, and rivers. The amount of water in the atmosphere and the amount of water on Earth's surface stays balanced all the time.
Beep beep.